Goodbye, cute little kitty. I'll miss you so much. But I'll see you again when I get all the relics and CTR tokens, I promise. Anyway, what is up guys, it's the PlayStation Pichu bringing you episode 3. No wait, 5 of Let's Play Crash Nitro Field. Whoops, my mistake. Anyway, in the last episode, we defeated Papu Papu. And now, things are about to get cold. No pun intended, as we enter the first track in the game. In the Glacier Park area anyway, Blizzard Bluff. And with all the penguins around, this is Penna Penguin's hometown. And there's something interesting about this level. This is one of 2 tracks on the original Crash Team Racing that has an ice gimmick. Basically, when you drive on ice, your tires will start to slip a little, and you may lose a little bit of traction, and the turning can be problematic. It may not have been for me just now, but I just got lucky. This is an obvious simulation of how ice works in real life. I mean, really, would you? What kind of sane person would want to drive on ice? It's kind of crazy. And that was one of 3 shortcuts I needed to take if I wanted to get the trophy for getting all the shortcuts in Blizzard Bluff. I also needed to go over one of the 2 fences if I wanted it. Now, I'm not sure if you have to go over both of them, but I do know you have to go over at least one of them. And I ended up not doing that, but admittedly a part of that was because I spent a lot of time on this track and I wanted to win it really badly. Because I've been having a very hard time with it. I'll admit it. So, I think that's all I have to say about the game itself. I mean, we got all I covered all the power-ups, all the variations, and, well, maybe I should briefly talk about the character stats. There are 4 classifications of main classifications the 8 main characters in Crash Team Racing can have: Advanced, Intermediate, and Beginner. Wait, there's
you win a trophy.
Expert is a character class in Crash Nitro Kart, so technically there are 4 at some points, but not in all. But not in Nitro 2. That's not here. And as you can see, I took a wrong turn. But now, our next track is Dragon Mountain, home of Komodo Joe. We will actually be taking him on there soon enough. So, there are 4 staff bases and 3 classes. Beginner classes have good turning and decent acceleration, but aren't very fast. These are Polar and Pura. Crash and Cortex are 2 of 4 intermediate classes and have well-balanced stats, meaning that they can turn pretty good, have decent acceleration, and can drive at a reasonable pace. They're very good for learning the ropes of the game. But of course, there's also Polar and Pura since they're beginner classes after all. And the other 2 intermediates are Coco and Engine. They're mostly acceleration characters. Characters who have good bursts of acceleration and are decently fast, but not the best turning, but still well enough. Then there are the advanced characters, Tiny and Dingodile. These 2 characters are lightning fast, have pretty good acceleration, but their turning is incredibly nerfed compared to everyone else. I honestly like Crash and Cortex the most because they're what TV tropes would call the jack of all stats, which is essentially a gaming terminology variation of jack of all trades. And I don't think there are any masters of all in this game. And of course, the boss characters also will fall into one of these classes. Ripperoo is about turning and is the beginner class. Pinstripe and Komodo Joe are intermediate. Pinstripe is balanced and Komodo Joe is mostly acceleration, although it could be the other way around, I honestly don't remember. Then Papu Papu is speed. There are also 4 other characters that are hidden in the game. The first one is Fake Crash. Much like the original Crash, or should I say the real Crash, Fake Crash also has balanced stats. And Penguin, in the original game, used to be the master of all. Perfect, insanely fast, has insane acceleration and insane turning, which can be hard to handle, but he is an expert character after all. But here, he's lightning fast, decent acceleration, but bad turning. Just like Tiny and Dingodile and Papu Papu. Then there's, which one was it? Oh right! Nitrous Oxide wasn't playable in the original Crash Team Racing, but he is now. You may have noticed as he was unlocked at the very beginning of my playthrough, but he is an acceleration character, so he's also an intermediate class. And finally, there's N-Trop, who you unlock with all the time trials, and if you've seen his character design, it makes sense. He's a speed character. So, if Penguin was speed-based, and Nitrous Oxide was in the game as an acceleration character, the game would have been perfectly balanced. And now that the game's remade with them, the game is perfectly balanced now, beyond the other characters. From the Nitro part. But I'll get to that. Actually, yeah, I will do at least one video of me racing as at least one of every character. I was also going to do a compilation video of me going through all the Nitro Kart tracks and Trophy Hunting Summer, but the thing is, I ended up completing one of them off camera, and when I did, I got the trophy, so I'll have to find another time for it. Although I did sign up for a Crash Team Racing League, so there's that. Yes, I'm dreaming big right now, but hey, as you can see, I'm pretty skilled with this game. But that's not without my flaw. Because again, the AI in hard mode is so hard that I literally need to restart numerous times in order to make it. With the exception being Dingo Canyon, obviously. But I got lucky there. So, beyond that, I think that's it. That's all I can talk about in terms of the game mechanics and balancing and stuff. So why don't we talk about Crash himself? What I think of him as a character and even his voice acting. Well, starting off with his characterization, I really find him funny. He's probably one of the best comic relief characters in all of media. With barely coming close to the genie from Aladdin. And Hades from Hercules. He's dumb, he's crazy, really, what isn't there to like about Crash Bandicoot unless you don't have much of a sense of humor? And as for the voice actor, he's actually voiced by Jess Harnell. And he's been Crash's voice actor since Tag Team Racing. And I think Mr. Harnell did a very good job. And he did especially well for Nitro Fuel. He sounds like what I think Crash would sound like. Although, I don't really know how he sounds in the Insane trilogy. I'll have to look that up eventually. But I'm sure he also did great there. And you may also be familiar with some of his other work. He also voiced Wacko
Congratulations.
Wacko Warner from the Animaniacs, Dr. Finkelstein in Kingdom Hearts. I think it was the first game or second game. I honestly don't remember. As well as Spyro from A Hero's Tale. Yeah. I do like Jess Harnell as a voice actor, but I'll admit, he'll be no Stephen Blum. Stephen Blum was the voice actor for Crash in Nitro Kart, and I think he voiced Crash earlier too, I don't remember. But I just like how Steve did the voice. And now we're in the final track of the game, in the world before the third boss, Tiny Arena. Tiny's home track, which is kind of ironic given all the twists and turns in this area. You'd think that they would have laid off on that, but apparently not. I guess Tiny just wanted to be edgy by intentionally making a track that you wouldn't fare very well in unless the road is straight. Because his turning isn't the greatest. And interestingly enough, I also would have completed this race on my first try if it wasn't for the one fatal mistake I made towards the end of the final lap. Basically, I hopped off a jump, allowing Dingo Dial to get ahead of me. And I was really annoyed at that. But thankfully, this was only my second attempt as far as I know. So, no big deal. And what I find interesting about Tiny Arena is I've noticed the billboards surrounding it. You know, the ones that show images for stuff like Turbo Track, Crash Cove, Cruise 2, Sewer Speedway, Engine Labs. Basically every track in the game as far as I can tell. Well, at least the ones that come from the original Crash Racing. Apparently, Tiny really wanted to advertise on other tracks, so yeah. Another interesting thing is that if you look around, you may notice billboards of a little item that appears to be a shake of some kind, or a slushie. That's actually an item in Crash Tag Team Racing called Wampa Whip. Wampa Whip is a slushie that when Crash picks up, he'll get double Wampa coins for a brief period of time in Crash Tag Team Racing. Oh, thanks for the push, Coco. And what's interesting is that this actually allowed me to win the race. Coco quite literally gave me a push in the right direction while I got hit by that missile. Man, I thought I could avoid it. Whoever threw it at me. So, and speaking of tag team racing, there are plenty of parts that come from that game too. But the thing about tag team racing is that while it is a Crash racing game, it is massively different from Nitro Kart and Team Racing. the go-karts look more like giant race cars, and the tracks are... And rather than driving through Hub World, we're actually... It's like a mix of platforming and racing. Like how Super Mario 64, Sunshine, Spyro are a mix of platform and collectathon games. I always found that interesting. I kinda laughed at this because the guy who apparently thought he could hit me with that energy ball, when the reality is, I was way too far ahead of him. Oh well, that's all the races in Glacier Park completed.
So, you've beaten all the other racers on these tracks. Well, now you'll see why I'm the most feared driver on this circuit. I'll earn the right to face Oxide by crushing you into brake dust. Let's race.
I can't be the only one freaked out by that, right? Oh well, I guess I gotta put him in his place in the next episode.